Hey everybody, welcome back. We're here in our Friday Review show, one of my favorites of the week. We're going to be getting to two new research studies today. You won't want to miss these. A brand new blood-based test you can run every single year with your annual blood work that's going to look for colon-based cancers or colorectal cancer without necessarily having to do a colonoscopy. But again, we have to give you the disclaimer, no medical advice, treatment plans, cures, or diagnosis. We'll be sharing, though, what that exact research is. And of course, you can chat with your doctor about it. Got another great research study on why you'll always want to use a very specific form of decaf coffee to eliminate all of those potential carcinogens. Then product review of the week is going to be 3 brand new snack bar debuts. Talking about that, if you are at RHS, you certainly know about those. But before that, we'll also get to our book pick of the week. All right, so let's dive right in here today. This is episode 3192. So if you want the research links, if you want the 3 big takeaways, head on over to stephencabral.com/3192. Let's dive right in. If you missed the show this past week, you missed the 3 mindset tips to simplify your life and to reduce anxiety. That was Monday's show, episode 3188. On Tuesday's show, the top 7 nutritional deficiencies leading to premature death. That means early aging, early chronic disease, and early mortality. Check out that show. Really simple, straightforward. What do you need to do? Wednesday's show was, is this the big reason why so many people are bloated and have stomach-based distension and not feeling well digestive-wise? So we go over that. Yesterday's show was the 4x4 Norwegian protocol, 4x4x4 Norwegian protocol. If you're into exercise, if you've done a little bit of interval training before, or if you're in the fitness-based field, definitely check out this specific protocol. Let me know if you've been able to complete it. All right. Today's show, as I said, was episode 3192, stephencabral.com/podcasts for all the shows. Let's dive in right now on the first product review of the week, and that is going to be our bars before we get to the book. So, brand new debut. As I said, last week was the Reimagine Health Summit. It is our annual live event where people come from all over the world to get together as a community, a real life community, not just an online community, but people basically sharing their stories, sharing their experiences. We bring together 16 expert speakers and talks, amazing exhibitors. It's a fantastic 2.5 day event, and it is literally one of the highlights of my year, and it is for many, many people. So thank you, everybody who came to the event. It was fantastic. And of course, thank you for my team for helping to put on such a great occasion. All right, so these are brand new with a brand new baker, and they are our cinnamon apple whole food bars and the chocolate brownie indulgence whole food bars. All right, so let's take a look at the ingredients because that ultimately is what matters. These are gluten-free. They're plant-based, vegan. There's no soy. There's no egg. There's no dairy. There's also no nuts or seeds added, but there's a little MCT oil. So for most schools, again, you'll have to check with your school. There's still school safe for the kids. We send our kids with these bars as well. Here are the ingredients: organic dates, organic sunflower seed butter, organic apples, organic sacha inchi protein, organic flax meal, organic chia, organic cinnamon, organic maple syrup, sea salt, and organic MCTs. So literally, this is the product we wanted to make, all organic ingredients. And the great thing about this is that literally it's 170 calories. They're absolutely delicious. I bring them with me on flights. I have them pre-workout. They're really great. And of course, they're both kid tested and adult approved as well. And then the chocolate brownie, similar ingredients, but what you're going to find is the organic cocoa powder obviously gives it that chocolate-based flavor, and the organic maple syrup for that sweetener. So absolutely delicious, guilt-free chocolate brownie and apple cinnamon. But there's one more I wanted to share with you, and I'd be remiss if I didn't go over this. These are our brand new super chocolate cherry squares. So I'm a huge fan of getting in as many natural antioxidants as humanly possible, and I also enjoy cherry, chocolate, raspberry. So that's what these bars taste like. They have chocolate chips in them, and they are dark chocolate bars with a dark chocolate, cherry raspberry flavor. They're absolutely phenomenal. They're less than 100 calories, and they're individually wrapped now. So when you check these out, they're beautifully done. They're a square and they have their own little label on them. Really simple, really straightforward, absolutely delicious. But essentially, we've got organic apple, we've got dark chocolate, we've got organic cane sugar, we've got cherry, we've got cacao, and let's see, we've got our MCTs in there as well. So these are absolutely delicious. I'm going to link them up here today at stephencabral.com/3192. But of course, you can always find all of these great little products at stephencabral.com/shop. That just takes you right over Equilife. They also come in these amazing boxes now too. Great for retail if you have a spa or fitness-based location. And of course, these are the cherry chocolate squares. So absolutely delicious. All right. That's our product review of the week. Book review of the week is Good Energy by Casey and Callie Means. I've had this book now for about a month or so. And again, I know that some people love the both of them and some people don't, just more because of political leanings. I like to take the politics out of things. I talk on health. That's what I do. I'm not a political pundit. I don't even know that much about, all about the politics. It's not who I am. It's not necessarily what I do. And I support open dialogue. That's for sure, though. Okay, so here's the thing, though. Casey Means was, by all accounts, a world-class student becoming a doctor. I believe it was going to be ENT, ear, nose, and throat-based surgeon. I believe that's what she was doing her residency in, and then just continued to see the sickness and the palliation with medicine and just didn't want it anymore. And Callie, her brother, they both went to Stanford, brilliant in his own right, is more into food-based policy. So they're just huge advocates for helping kids and adults improve their overall health. So I would say the first 20% of the book goes into what is wrong with our food system and our medical-based system. And then it starts to go into many of the things that we talk about, that I speak about in the rain barrel effect. And they do it more from a medical-based standpoint, which I think is great as well. So if you have someone that is maybe more on, I want to learn about my specific blood work and I want to learn about these different things, there's a little bit of that in here. And then overall, just good overall advice. I mean, that's really what it is. Eating good, clean, whole foods, how to potentially reduce your medications by becoming more active and using sauna. And again, a lot of things we talk about in the rain barrel effect. So that's the thing, is that as many people talking about this as possible, I love, and that is why I'm always willing to and want to promote great companies, promote great authors and health practitioners as well. So wanted to share that with you. If it's a big book, it's not a small read, 300 pages, but then again, the rain barrel effect is not a small read either. So I think that this is a great book to get your hands on, and is called Good Energy, The Surprising Connection Between Metabolism and Limitless Health. All right, check it out. All right, next up, we are going over our 2 research studies for the week. The first one is going to be on a new blood work test. So in the past, you heard me recommend a test it's called the FIT test. So fecal immune test, I believe is what it's called. And essentially it's an at-home test, literally at home. You don't even need to mail it to the lab typically. And it looks for blood in the stool. And if you have blood in your stool, then you're going to want to do a follow-up with your doctor for sure on that. So that's just one thing that we like to use in what's called high performance health. The fecal immunochemical test is what it's called. Well, and we do recommend that. We really do. I think it's a great one to run. It's simple. It's inexpensive. It's called a FIT test, F-I-T test. Okay. So the next one, though, is called the SHIELD test. This is a little bit different. They're both great. You can run them both. But the SHIELD test is blood work. So let's say you're doing your annual CBC, you're running your metabolic panel, your lipid profile, all of those things. A SHIELD test could be added to it in order to look for potential colorectal cancer as well. So basically cancers of the intestines, of the colon. And the SHIELD test is, I think it's around 60%, don't quote me on this, around 65% accurate for early detection of cancers. So it gets about 2/3 of them, not 100%. I'm not saying that it's not, but again, if it detects it, great. Like that's what we're looking for. We're looking to use everything at our disposal. And then for late stage, it's more into the lower 80s. So obviously you don't want to detect things late stage. That's not the goal. And that is why, I'm a huge advocate of the full body MRI. I am an advocate of the FIT test. And what I've talked about before, and I talk about this in High Performance Health, you can learn more about that at highperformancehealth.org, is something called when we're talking about the FIT test, the Shield test is called the Grill test. The Grill test actually looks at 50 different protein markers, including ones for the colon as well. And those are graded on a scale as well from 10 to 15% accuracy all the way up to essentially high 90s for things like pancreatic. So pretty impressive. And there's a lot that we are not told that we can be doing for early prevention, and cancer is really the one that we need to be able to find early. It really is. So that's always my recommendation. Do as much as possible, but of course, within the limitations that all of these things have a price tag associated with them. All right. It's called the Shield test. I will link it up here today, and you can learn more about it. I'll link up the FIT test as well. Okay. So this next one is, let's see, this was published by the Clean Label Project. It's on Decaf Coffee. So you know that I don't drink a lot of coffee. I drink 1 cup of coffee in the morning. It's 7 ounces exact. And I enjoy it very much to enjoy it. But I will drink decaf coffee. Okay. Here's the thing though, and I've been talking about this for many, many years. I don't have it with me here right now, but so much so that I wanted to make a high antioxidant decaf coffee. And we partner with Purity to make our own high antioxidant Swiss water processed decaf. Okay. So no matter what company you go with, it doesn't have to be Equilife, but you want to look for high antioxidants because that's kind of the point of coffee is all of the antioxidants and BDNF that it can help with, which is brain-derived neurotrophic factor to help with Alzheimer's, dementia, and much more. But you don't want any of the chemicals, right? So you want it to be mold-free, yes, but you also don't want it to have the carcinogens, which is typically how they make decaf. So I highly recommend don't drink decaf coffee if it doesn't say Swiss water processed. All right, so what I wanted to share with you now is essentially a toxicity-based process that manufacturers use to take the caffeine out of the coffee beans to actually make it decaf. So some of the manufacturers use methylene chloride, which is a carcinogen. So a carcinogen means a known cancer-causing substance. So when it's found in industrial cleaners, this is what they use as part of the decaf process, the decaffeination process. And the FDA actually allows 10 parts per million of this cancer-causing substance. And independent testing, though, finds that products are often within that limit. That's what we look for. But the EPA recently banned the chemical from most commercial and industrial uses. The state of California says the chemical could cross the placental barrier in pregnant women as well. So what we're looking at is a case of the FDA saying, this is okay as long as it's 10 parts per million. But now the EPA and other agencies, Environmental Protection Agency and others are saying, there's really no safe limit of this. This isn't the only way that decaf is done. They also use essentially using ethanol from gasoline as part of a decaf-based process. So my recommendation to you, it's really not a lot more. The coffee is going to taste better and you're getting a better, cleaner product. So whenever you look for decaf coffee, look for it to be, obviously you want high antioxidants, you want organic, but even if you can't find those, you want a circle on the front of that package to say Swiss water processed. That means now it is actually decaffeinated with water versus these toxic substances. So hopefully this was helpful. I appreciate you tuning in as always to the Cabral Concept and these Friday reviews. Love being able to bring them to you. And every weekend, don't forget to tune back in. That's where we answer our community's questions every Saturday and Sunday, answering about 10 to 12 each weekend. Take care, everybody. Have an amazing weekend. I'll talk with you tomorrow. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything. Functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.